We got a couple questions in, and one of them happened to be how to wrap a guide on a fishing pole. This is something that you really have to know for rod repairs and rod building. I say it's one of the most important things, actually. Follow along with me, and I'll show you how I do it personally. All right, everybody, wrapping a guide. Let's get to it. First things first, you want to have a certain set of tools right in front of you, easy to access. We have scissors, masking tape. This is 1/4-inch masking tape, and a ruler. The guide itself, high visibility thread so you guys can see better. We have the blank, and we have our power wrapper. You can either use a power wrapper or you can use a hand wrapper. Mudhole has both of these in stock. Like I said, you can go either way. This one's more expensive, but the hand wrap will get the job done just as well. Okay, so first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the guide itself, and I'm going to take a piece of tape. A piece like this will do. Take the guide. Right in the middle of the foot, tape like that. I'll make sure your blank is nice and lined up where the real seat is. Hold the guide down, and we're going to tape it right in place, just like that. Make it nice and tight so it doesn't wiggle around. Okay, so that's in place. Next thing you want to do is you want to figure out the size of what your wrap is going to be. That's where the ruler comes in handy. So we're going to make this wrap 1.25 inches from the bend of the foot all the way out. Okay, so now that you have an idea of where that thread is going to go to, we're going to move on to the next step. Grab another piece of tape like this. Grab your thread this time. Tape your thread. We're going to spin the blank a little. On the back side of the guide, tape that thread down just like that. Now we're going to spin the thread down the foot of the guide to where we think that 1.25 inch mark is. Pick your ruler up again. I think it's right about there. It looks just about right. Just a little bit more. Okay, that's 1.25 inches. Now we're going to go over that original wrap 1, 2, 3 times. Okay, so after 3 times, that's all locked into place. We can take away our piece of tape holding the thread down, just like so. Okay, unwrap that. We take this right here. That gets snipped off. All right, so now we're all locked in. Now we can just go ahead and wrap. Give it a little speed. Make sure everything's nice and tight too. Wait till we go right before the foot. You want to go a little slower here just so it transitions up the foot of the guide nicely. Okay. We're on the guide, go really slow. I said you want this transition to go smooth. Okay, we're up the foot of the guide. At this point, we can take the tape away off the foot of the guide because the thread is holding that guide in place. Okay, get ready to tape. Give a little speed. Now at this point, you want to stop about 1/8 inch before the end of the bend of the guide. Okay, right about there. So I have another extra spool of thread here. It's black thread. Take a piece about that big. We're gonna cut that, double that in half, just as so. Take that, slip it underneath this thread right here on the back side of the guide. So now you have a loop right here. This is your finishing loop. And we're gonna wrap that extra 1/8 inch. Okay, so now it's time to finish it off. So what I'm gonna do here is take my index finger, pinch down the thread, and cut. My index finger is holding this whole wrap together now. So Takes a little bit of coordination here, but take that thread, pass it through that finishing loop. And we're going to take this thread right here, hold the wrap thread, hold that tight. Remove our index finger. Now this, our left hand is holding the whole wrap in place. Take our thread right here, our finishing thread, wrap it around our finger, pull it nice and tight until we get it even snugged up right with the wrap. Okay, so now you can let go of everything. It's all tight, all in place. Now what we do is take a little razor blade. Very closely, we'll just pop that away. So this last step, take your finishing thread, wrap it around your index finger, pull, and voila. Make sure your wraps are nice and tight. They sell little burnishing tools. We can get the wrap so nice and tight on mud hole as well. But that's the basics of it. Wrapping a guide, guys. Remember to like our video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and tap on the bell to be notified instantly when we post a new video on YouTube.